Yeah. All right, guys. And you know what's the miraculous thing about this whole coffee drop-in bonanza? The spliff survived. The ashtray survived. And it's right in the middle of it. It's like in a position where, you know, most probably is going to get hit. But that last coffee there was a big cursed coffee. So we'll avoid that. I'm going to try, hopefully find that. It's on the stream. You know, I'm going to try and make a little side of it. Yeah, I need a straw to drink out the belly button. Sifting. I'm not drinking the coffee, I'm sifting the sugar. Yeah. Let's use the anus to reconstruct some lips on the mouth. Yeah. You can graft that. It's the same material. So if you know someone, yeah. Basically what I'm saying is, if you know someone that's lost their lips, it's fine. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's okay. There's loads of lips available from all different areas, different sizes and colours. It's a good world. You know what I'm saying? It's good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's good. This is the chick that I was telling you about. CNN fake news. This is her. What's the CNN's Horror Week continues as Abby Phillip is forced to apologise for New York terror attack coverage.
It's been a horror week for CNN. The network has come under fire for misrepresenting the events of the alleged ISIS-inspired terror attack in New York City last week.
Imagine, bro, man. You just go around and you do that. Thank God he was incompetent. Thank God he didn't know how to make a bomb.
CNN published a tweet that read, 2 Pennsylvania teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day enjoying the city during abnormally warm weather. But in less than an hour, their lives would be drastically changed as the pair would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside of Mayor Zoran Mamdani's home.
And the protest wasn't outside his home. CNN is not honest. It's a dishonest news outlet, and we're beginning to see them, and we're beginning to see all the dishonest news outlets around the world, or all the major ones at least, you know what I mean, from where we're from and from what we watch. We're able to spot the false ones, as we're able to spot the weird, blue-haired, you know, gender fluid people who think men can get pregnant and they don't actually know what a woman is. It's like we can easily spot them in the crowd because of their blue fucking weirdo hair, you know, or fucking whatever they do. Weird bastards. Them weird bastards. But yeah, we're able to spot them from the crowd, and that's what's happening with these news outlets, CNN and so on. You know, you're beginning to spot them from afar because of their rhetoric, the way that they're talking. They're going on as if this is an anti-Muslim protest outside of... Get the fuck out of here.
Is what we know so far. After being community noted, CNN published a follow-up saying a post regarding the 2 individuals arrested for throwing homemade bombs outside of New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani's home failed to reflect the gravity of the incident, thereby breaching the editorial standards we require for all of our reporting.
Yeah, therefore it will be deleted. No, do you know what should be deleted? CNN.
It has therefore been deleted.
Delete CNN.
Readers on X then added more context, noting both CNN's original post and follow-up deletion statements exemplify minimized framing, a media bias technique that downplays an event's severity.
Well, so these teenagers, they're innocent. They could have had a good weekend, man, but they're so innocent. They just threw bombs, homemade bombs. Bro, what is this?
By a selective narrative and language. And despite their apology, CNN went on to minimize the threat of extreme Islam on air once again.
This is the one I was talking about, bro. This bitch here on the right is just mad, bro. Mad.
I can't speak for Mike Johnson, but I would say we've had 2 terrorist attacks here in the last 10 days.
And she goes, and?
So can we condemn those? Why are we?
Of course. What does that have to do with
Absolutely.
Muslims?
What does
though?
that have to do with Muslims?
There is a radical strain.
They're Islamic terrorists. Are we not? Are we not on the same page? Islamic terrorists. That's what they has to do with Muslims. Obviously, most Muslims are not terrorists. No, we're not saying that. But it's a terrorist organization which is Muslim in its core, Islamic. It's Islamic in its core. They're like pretending they can't see that. Huh? And this is where the normal people are going to become like intolerant of Muslims. This is what sadly is going to start leading to that, where the normal people just going to become intolerant of them. Like, and that's bad.
Islam
Okay.
that's led to these terrorist attacks.
There are
Obviously, the vast
violent
majority of Muslims are
people
peaceful.
with terroristic ideologies here and all around the world.
Yeah, they are. There are. You're right. But we're talking about the last 10 days of 2 terrorist attacks in America. That's what the topic is. It's not like global terrorism. Yeah, global terrorism, you can't put a religion or certain people behind it. It's just terrorists. It's just crazy motherfuckers. But when you do look at the ideology of a lot of the terrorism, especially over the last 20 years, it's Islamic. Of course it has to do stuff with Muslims. Are we on the wrong page?
What does that have to do with
I
whether
really don't get
Muslims
it.
belong in American society?
That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about if Muslims belong in Americans. Or maybe I've got it wrong. But my God, bro.
As a group.
Online commentators blasted the
bad.
CNN View, with this person saying
bad.
CNN is actively downplaying the attack on Christians from Muslims. Absolutely sick. And this person agreed, saying CNN is now receiving tens of thousands of calls to fire Abby Phillip after she...
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. They should really, really get rid of her. That would be the normal, the normal thing to do. She's saying stuff like as if, the boss is not watching or whatever. As if the boss is on holiday, she can say it. No, the world hears it. You're in like a position where you're meant to be informing people of information. That's the job of, have some dignity. Have some dignity and have decorum and truth and honesty. But obviously, money. All of them are money whores, aren't they? We see it.
She blatantly lied.
We see it and we judge it as denied. Us the people. Denied. We deny you.
On air, claiming Zoran Mamdani was the target of 2 Muslim bombers in NYC, coming just a day after the network was forced to retract a sympathetic story about them. Libs of TikTok blasted the network, saying CNN claims the attempted bombing in NYC was directed at Mamdani. It was literally 2 ISIS Islamists who shouted Allahu Akbar.
Literally. And I think one of the terrorists, he said he was inspired by ISIS. And still they downplay it. I honestly don't get it.
And threw the bombs at anti-Mamdani protesters. This attempt to rewrite history is insane.
It's like kind of reminding me, look, their reaction time is very slow though, right? So it's not really much of a threat, that bomb. It's just bogus, rubbish, poorly made bomb. Thank God. But, damn.
This led to a very forced apology by host Abby Phillip.
But first, this morning I issued a correction first thing in the morning on X for a mistake that I made in last night's show, but I also wanted to do so on air as well. I incorrectly said that the bombs that were thrown by ISIS-inspired suspects in New York over the weekend were directed at Mayor Mamdani. They were not. I failed to catch and correct that mistake in real time, and I take full responsibility for that. And while we do make mistakes, it is important to acknowledge and correct those errors.
Yeah, and they were like Islamist terrorists, innit? So we got to understand that too, like as a people.
When they happen.
And to add insult to injury, viewers were left in shock today after CNN aired the entirety of a 4-minute statement by Iran's new supreme leader.
What? Bro, wasn't his dad saying death to America for 47 years? Or something like that. CNN choose to then put their propaganda on the screen. Tapped, bro.
Mujtaba Khamenei, the leader of the Islamic Republic, in their first public speech addressing the great nation of Iran and the brave fighters of Iran, the fatalities, those who were injured, and also they addressed the leaders of some neighboring countries. The Islamic leader said that it has been very difficult to be the successor of Khamenei and Khomeini.
Online commentators were in disbelief over the editorial choice, with this person saying, "Nothing to see here. Just fake news." CNN airing 4 straight minutes of Iranian state TV to glorify the new supreme leader of Iran.
That's
It's
wild.
not enough that Democrat-run city halls in the US are being taken over by Muslim extremists, but now so is US news.
That's crazy, innit? When you really think about that, it's crazy, bro. And then you see, the mass call for prayer in Detroit at 5 a.m. in the streets of America. It's like doing that in Saudi Arabia. You could never do that. You could never do that in Dubai. They would never tolerate that. And yeah, it's like they forgot about 9/11. It's like, and I get it. It's like, all right, 9/11 ain't all Muslims. I get that. But you can't deny that all the last terrorist attacks in the last 20 years, a lot of them are like Islam-based. So, like, for the news to be, like, skirting around that, it should be very suspicious to the viewer. It should be, there's something here. It's like, why? Why are they doing that? Why are we avoiding the obvious? It's so strange. And again, I get it as well, because you don't want people to feel a certain way to each other. It's all about unity, and they will want to unite. But I think stuff like this is going to further separate, because what it's going to do is going to create resentment in the hearts of the people, like the American people, towards Islam as a whole. Islam as a whole is going to be, rejected completely. It already is, but, now, like, people are just going to start saying it. It's, I don't know, man. It's actually quite mad.
And the White House was quick to call out CNN, saying, "Fake news CNN just aired 4 straight minutes of
True. Mr. Rick Bateman. True.
uninterrupted Iranian state TV."
Oh, yeah, not normal Rick Bateman. He's the fat Rick Bateman. The different one. It's not that guy.
Run by
It's a
the
better
same
one.
psychotic and murderous regime that has prided itself on brutally slaughtering Americans for 47 years.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it's so strange for them to air the whole thing. I don't know, man. Maybe they don't get the thing of law or like war. Because they are in war with them now. And I know, didn't Trump say no more wars and that? Yeah. It's actually mad. I'll put the little video in the description. I'm pretty sure you would have probably seen it, but I'll put it in there anyway.